There was this young man who was always anxious, angry, agitated, and wanted to figure out how to stay and be happy. He got to know from one of his friends that in the same village that he used to live in, on the other side, there lived a very, very wise old man and who had answers for all sorts of questions. So this young man decided, okay, let me go and check with this old man and try and ask him the secret of how to be and stay happy and how to avoid the anxiety and the stress that comes along with anxiety. So the guy goes to this old man and sits down in front of him and gives him, the reason for why he has come there. So he says, I would like to know and learn how to deal with my anxiety. How do I be and stay happy? So the old man thinks about this a little bit and says that, I don't know you well enough for me to tell you or give you any advice which will be meaningful for you. So is it okay if I come with you to your home, stay with you for a few days to understand who you are, what you think, and the reasons for your anxiety so that I can give you a better, more personalized advice? The young man was very happy. He said, okay, for sure, why not? I would really love to have you in my home. So he says, okay, please go ahead and pack your stuff and let's go to my home. The old man goes and packs up the little stuff that he needs, a couple of dress and brush and paste and things like that, and says, okay, let's go. So as soon as they start walking, the old man stops him and says, why are you walking so fast? How can I catch up with you? I'm an old man. So the guy says, okay, and he slows down so that the old man can walk with him. And again the old man says, how can you walk so slow? If you walk so slow, how will we reach your home in time before the nightfall? So the guy is a little irritated, but he says, okay, so we'll go at a medium pace. So they walk at a medium pace and reach his home. His wife welcomes the old man and asks him to kind of, freshen up so that they can have dinner together. So the old man goes and freshens up and comes back and sits down for having dinner with the guy. So it's the guy and the old man young guy and the old man sitting together and having dinner. And as soon as they start eating, the old man says, why are you eating with your mouth open? Why are you making noise? Can't you eat with your mouth closed and not make any noise while you're eating? Didn't your mother or your father teach you the manners and how to eat? The young guy is a little surprised at the anger and the intensity of feedback. So he says, okay, and starts eating with his mouth closed and being very conscious about how he is eating. A few moments pass and the old man again looks at this young man and says, why haven't you asked your wife to sit down with us? What has she done to deserve this bad behavior from you? He's like, okay. So he calls his wife, asks her to sit down. And he says, okay, who will serve us then? So he calls his son and asks him to serve the food. They start eating the food that was cooked. And he says, what will happen to your son? When will he eat? He's the youngest in the home and you're going to make him eat the last? Don't you have any manners? And this young guy now is getting a little irritated and agitated. So he says, okay. He invites his son. They sit down together and say, okay, let's serve ourselves and eat together in silence and enjoy the food. So the old man sits down and has his food. They finish the food and the young man says, okay, since you're an old man and you're a guest in my home, I would want you to sleep on the bed and we will sleep on the floor outside. And the old man gets angry again. What do you think I am? Are you trying to, earn a favor from me and by sleeping outside with your wife and son while I sleep inside in comfort? So the young guy says, okay, so what do you suggest we do? Why are you asking me? You are the host here. You have to decide what I need to do, where I need to sleep. And this actually gets the young man to really lose it. He says, what the hell? I invite you to my home. I feed you. I want you to be comfortable in my home, offer you my bed, ask you for advice on how do I deal with my anxiety and my anger and all the stress that I am going through. And here you are insulting me in front of my family, getting angry at me for no reason at all. I think I made a mistake by coming to you to ask for feedback when you yourself don't seem to have anything in control. So I would like you to pack up and leave first thing in the morning. I do not want you to be in my home. I'm only asking you to leave in the morning because it's already dark and I don't want you to go and go in the dark to your home. The old man smiles and sits down and says, I've not even been with you for a day. And you're already angry with me. You are banishing me from your home. What about all of these things that you tell yourself? Can you banish yourself from your home, from within yourself? All the roots of anxiety and stress all boils down to what do you tell yourself? What is your expectation from yourself? Think about it. What kind of language do you use when you talk to yourself? And if you think you don't talk to yourself, that's an even bigger problem. Most of us treat ourselves the worst. If anyone else treated us the way we treat ourselves, we would banish them in an instant. But we still continue to treat ourselves so poorly. So, my dear friend, the best way to be and stay happy is to be gentle with yourself. Keep your expectations low, and whatever comes through, accept it. Whether it is happiness, whether it is sadness, accept what comes to you and make something out of it. And you will find that you will always stay and be happy. Don't let yourself treat yourself badly.